For the last 7 months, I've been out on the water.
You see that? That doesn't belong.
Alec?
Got a reaction here.
This swan.
It's lashing out in anger.
It's a fight to the death.
You hear that? Everything's starting to wake up.
Abby, we gotta go. Right now.
Hi, I'm April Bowlby, and you can catch me on today's DC Daily to talk about Doom Patrol, so stick around. Hello, everyone. Welcome to DC Daily. I'm Clark Wolf, and today we have a special guest joining us to discuss episode 13 of Doom Patrol. It's Elasti-Woman, April Bowlby. April, thank you so much for being here. Thank you. We're so happy that you're here. So how has it been for you to work on such a uniquely weird show like our beloved Doom Patrol? It's amazing. It's a dream come true. I get to play a superhero that doesn't want to be a superhero, so that's a nice contrast. We have a giant cockroach. We there's so many wild things that happen in our show, and I think it's just a very special thing to be a part of. And we talk about mental health issues, and we pepper it with the darkness that it comes with, but then also with the comedy. And it's like this really beautiful union. I don't think there's anything else like it on television. And yeah, it's really a dream come true.
Well, we fell in love with the Doom Patrol on this service when we saw them in Titans.
Yeah.
And it was so cool for us to see this fully formed team, you know, that we just jump in. But now with this show, we get to sort of start from the beginning. Yeah. So I'm curious, you know, when you were shooting that episode, like, what was it like to just get thrown in with this character? Did you know that Doom Patrol was gonna have a series where you could explore her more?
Right, so it was just one episode. So we didn't know that there was going to be another series. That came as an extra bonus.
Quite the bonus.
Yeah, it was quite the bonus. It was amazing. So it was like just a polished version. I like to think of it like, and they're completely separate, but it was the form of like superheroes working together. We're very polished, we're ready to go, we know what we're doing. And Doom Patrol is the prequel in the sense that nobody knows what they're doing. It's very messy, it's very sloppy, we run into each other. It's a disaster. And then we eventually get to, I think, a polished version where we're all shining like superheroes.
Yeah.
I have a question for April.
Please.
You mentioned Ezekiel the cockroach.
He did!
We've had this debate before, but there's Ezekiel, you've got the...
Admiral Whiskers.
Admiral Whiskers, the rat that has the origin story of Batman. Also, the carnivorous butts. What do you think is the weirdest thing in Doom Patrol, or is this something that we haven't seen yet?
Oh my gosh. Well, I think it goes to something we haven't seen yet. I think you're in a very exciting
There's not that many episodes left, that's crazy.
I know. So I think that's episode 15. You're gonna be blown away. It's very strange.
Good.
I can't wait.
You're gonna. I don't even know how I feel about it still, and I'm a little like, this is so unusual. So that'll be. But the butts freaked me out.
Every week we come in and we're like, well, that was the weirdest part about the show, and then the next week is like, no, there's butts with teeth, and then that's the weirdest thing about the show.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. How about when Flex Mentallo is like picking up that little kitten and it like lasers?
Oh,
Yes.
it's terrifying.
It was. I love this though. That was my perfect transition because this week's episode, today's episode, is called Flex Patrol. And we're definitely going to flex more with April here in a minute. But first, here's a little news from DC.
We've done this dance for so long. Like the view? It's the only thing you'll catch tonight.
Is Batman your new boy toy? I have one too. None of this is my fault. He made me control Superman.
What's his name?
He calls himself Hush.
The events of the past months reach as high as Superman and as low as the Joker. All were set into motion by Hush.
Is it too much to ask for one quiet weekend?
It's like they're all crawling out from under the carpets now.
Hush knows me. He's been one step ahead of me the whole time.
Tick-tock, trail's going cold.
This just gets better and better. Hush, Batman. Hush.
And now, let's take a special behind-the-scenes look at Doom Patrol.
Jay, tell Flint to do the thing.
Tell her?
Oh, boy. Jesus, you know what I mean!
Why don't you mansplain it to me?
The basic premise of Doom Patrol is taking a group of emotionally and physically scarred humans and asking them to save a world that wants nothing to do with them.
I bet we take this down a notch.
They are forced to deal with their own emotional and physical insecurities and what it means to be an outsider in today's world.
If we don't leave right now, we ain't leaving!
You sure do swear a lot.
The Doom Patrol is not a hug factory. It is scruffy, profane, and somewhere along the way it's gonna punch you in the heart.
I adore you, and I'm glad you're all right, but if you get blood on that carpet, I'll kill you.
This is a wildly different point of view on a superhero story.
We saved a superhero! Wow!
The crew escapes from the ant farm, and Robot Man and Crazy Jane have very different takes on the mission's results. So who do we think had the right outlook?
Robot Man.
Robot Man.
Very confident answer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look, he was very excited, maybe a little too much. It wasn't a mission that was without casualty or destruction, but you know, it was the moment that we all united and we saved Cyborg. We saved a superhero, and you know, it was a victorious moment. Although, like, lots of you know, catastrophe.
But that's what we expect from our Doom Patrol. Yes. Yeah. Hector, what do you think?
I also agree with April. 100%. I'm a big fan of Robot Man's outlook and the sort of the trajectory that he's gone through in this season, and I feel like a lot of the times him and Rita are sort of similarly kind of positive thinking characters versus maybe like Crazy Jane. Larry's been going through some stuff, Negative Man, so he's not always, you know, thinking about it in that positive way. But I do agree with Robot Man. I think that it was a success, and I think that they should count their successes, especially because I'm going to look like a real idiot. Turns out Victor didn't kill his dad. It turns out he just really put him to sleep so he could take a nap. So
that's right, buddy.
I feel like a fool.
Yeah. Team nap. Time for victory lap. Let's go.
Fair.
Everybody. Superhuman with superhuman strength, punching his dad with his metal arm, not killing him. I guess we'll take the loss on this one, guys.
Yeah,
we
you
were
sure
wrong.
will.
Also
Enjoy your time up on Wrong Mountain.
Yeah.
That's where you live.
Wrong Mountain.
Well, look, I also agree with our guest April, but unlike you, I'm not just making it up off the top of my head. Timestamp of last night, 9 o'clock. Here's my answer: Robot Man for sure. Because look, the Doom Patrol is not about perfection. It's about getting the job done sloppily and clumsily with a touch of minor character death sometimes, but they get the job done, and that's why we love them. And they did. They got Victor out of there. They saved him, and they helped liberate a lot of other people, including Flex Mentallo. So, job well done.
Hey, Sam, thank you so much for bringing up the fact that for the months that I've been doing the show, this is the first ever time that I didn't put in the notes beforehand.
It's true.
I really appreciate you bringing that up. Hey, in your notes, do you have your cute little nickname for Rita Farr? I know you love that character.
I do love the character of Rita.
Do you have
Farr.
your nickname? Do you always say this nickname? Is it
the
in
name
your notes?
escapes me.
Oh, because you have this really catchy,
I don't
cute
know.
nickname.
What is it?
What do I call Rita
I think
Farr?
you call, well, what is it? I think it's normally, well, you know, traditionally comic books, Rita went by Elasti-Girl, right? Elasti-Woman, she's in the show now. But Sam, what's your name? I think you call her
it escapes me. I don't remember.
Elasti-Girlfriend?
Oh!
You do that. Double check your notes.
Does not ring a bell.
Yeah, that's what he,
Very clever.
You know, here's the thing. Rita Farr is just an amazing character. And Elasti-Girl-Woman, equally amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
And
Yeah.
And so I just you know, call it a schoolboy crush.
Oh, excuse me.
That's right.
Excuse me, for the record, DC producers, we didn't get my Beast boyfriend in here for
Come on. What's
I'm
happening
just saying.
Season 1, Beast
Yeah,
boyfriend.
where's my
Come
Beast
on.
boyfriend? All
Clark.
right, now I'm jealous officially. Let's move on.
Well, that really blew up in my face. Great. Awesome.
Nice work, Hector.
I was trying to really throw Sam under the bus and it helped him out.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Just like a Doom Patrol episode.
Yeah,
Subverted my expectations.
I've always said we are the Doom Patrol of DC Daily. So I have some good news for you, straight from DC. Take a look. DC Daily had a chance to visit the set of The Big Bang Theory with Kevin Sussman. Check it out.
Hey guys, I'm here on the set of The Big Bang Theory for an exclusive tour with Kevin Sussman, who plays Stuart, the owner of the Comic Center of Pasadena. Should we go inside? Are we open?
We're open.
Hey, Kevin. Thank you so much for having us. I'm Amy.
Hi.
Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about the Comic Center of Pasadena, how this fits into the world of the show?
Yeah. The Big Bang Theory features what I would lovingly call a bunch of nerds.
You okay? Yeah. Great, because you just bought that whole row of Batmans.
And this is like an important place for them because they come and they commune here and they talk their nerd stuff and they feel comfortable here.
Hey, Raj, will you smell something for me?
That depends. Actually, it doesn't depend, just no.
It's sort of a kind of a bullpen pen of sorts for them to sort of hang out, and this is like their comfort zone. Definitely a TV version of a comic book shop because it is a little nicer than like an actual comic book shop, for the most part, can afford to be. Because this looks pretty cool, you know? Like, can't tell if I'm biased, but this is like my favorite sitcom set right here. Okay, I will say that there are some pet peeves about the TV comic book store. For instance, this stuff is never alphabetized correctly.
I may have noticed, I wasn't gonna say anything.
Yeah, and the stuff on the new issue shelves, also, I'm like, what are we doing by, is it alphabetical order? Is it by publisher? No, it's just like an appealing aesthetic, which I guess works as well, but it's just my OCD a little bit.
Now you bought Aquaman. Good choice.
We're celebrating Batman's 80th birthday right now, and he is everywhere. He is loved everywhere. The world at large has had a very changed relationship to nerd culture, even since Big Bang Theory started. What has that been like?
It's been awesome to discover that like everybody has their own nerd inside them, and I think that due to the popularity of superhero movies and shows like The Big Bang Theory, which I think have pushed culture in that direction a little bit.
Sheldon's a smart one. Howard's the funny one, and apparently I'm the ladies' man.
There are some parts of this set that are constant, and for me, I would actually say, just coincidentally, it's sort of this area here. There are 3 artifacts,
Cool.
props. Yeah, this thing. I love this thing. I've made out with it. Posted it on my Instagram. It's very cool. I'm a sci-fi nut, and I love NASA and stuff. And then thematically, if we go over here, the prop from 2001, HAL, the computer from that awesome Stanley Kubrick movie. I also happen to be a huge pinball fan as well, and I love the fact that there is this vintage pinball machine.
The machine is so
in the
cool.
shop. Yeah, I think it doesn't get, because it's off on the side, I don't even know how many people that watch the show are aware that I have this awesome antique pinball machine here.
So what are you going to miss the most about the world of the Big Bang Theory and about the Comic Center of Pasadena?
Those moments that are the most awesome are the ones where it actually matches the dynamic on the show. We're hanging out in a comic book store and, you know, checking out the new stuff and chatting and cracking each other up.
You're not gonna cut open a meteor, are you? Have you not learned anything from comic books? Space viruses, pod people. I sell nothing but warnings.
And that's real, and I guess, now that I'm thinking about it, I haven't thought about this before, but I guess that comes through in the show, you know, that sort of relationship.
That's something we as viewers can recognize because comic shops are, like, at their best, they are places where you're surrounded by like-minded people having a good time.
Yeah.
Thank you for this fabulous tour.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Okay, so that was super fun. I'm considering moving in. But in the meantime, The Big Bang Theory is wrapping its 12-year run with an hour-long series finale tonight at 8/7 Central on CBS. Before we go, though, I thought we would leave the Comic Center of Pasadena with a little piece of DC Daily.
It just feels like Denise is basically living with us. Maybe you can spend half the time in her place.
Hey, when I moved in, you and Bernadette said it was okay if I brought girls over.
We were making fun of you.
All right, April, so let's talk a little bit more about Rita. She made a really startling confession in this episode. So can you talk a little bit about why this was such a big moment for her and for the show, and what it was like to work with the iconic Ed Asner?
Oh, Ed Asner. Yes. Okay, first of all,